Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a bit on the Silvia. I've got an event coming up, so I need to prep it and add a few things that this event requires. So first up, I'm going to be fixing up my throttle cable. You probably would have noticed in the previous videos that the throttle cable was a little bit too short, so I've got ahead and got a throttle cable out of a Commodore Ute. So this is the end that goes onto the actual pedal inside the car, so it goes in this 2-bolt bracket. Whereas the Commodore one's just like a straight through like this. You can see it's slightly tapered. So what I'm going to do is cut the old one out, drill a hole, perfect size for this, and then just compression fitting it in. The ends themselves are pretty much identical, which is handy. So they got the same, pretty much same size clip, so that should work fine. Now if we go along, you can see that this one is longer. Now this one has this clip that clips onto the throttle body, and I've got the factory clip here which bolts on, and that just slides into it like that, something like that. And this one I'll just cable tie as an adjuster. I'll just cable tie this to the fuel rail. So fingers crossed that the lengths are correct, otherwise we'll have to do a bit of modifying, I guess, but fingers crossed we don't have to do that. So I'm just going to modify this end so it fits and fit up to the car. Then I've got a few more things to do. I've got a fire extinguisher to fit to the passenger, so I'm going to make a seat, a mount for that for the under the passenger seat, and then I've got some valve cover gaskets to do as well because I've got a leak there that I might do an oil change, and that's about it. And then she's all ready to go. So let's get stuck into it. Okay, so I hacked up the little plastic piece on there, drilled a big hole in it so that slips over there. So the rubber piece goes over first. I kept that because it's rubber, it can stretch over, and that sort of, when it all pushes together, it holds it all together. And then this slips over. A bit hard to do one-handed, but bear with me. That slips over like so. Obviously the rubber goes through the holes, and then the bracket slips over like that. Now because this cable has this big adjusting piece here, it won't fit through from inside out, so you gotta go outside in. So now because I've made this kind of modular, I can take all this off, and then I can just feed that through the auxiliary throttle pedal hole and mount it up. So I'll do that now, and hopefully it's all the right length. Alright, so I got the auxiliary cable down there. I had to enlarge the hole just slightly to get that bit through because it's just a tiny little bit too small. And the cable comes around nice. I've just used the original clipped it onto this brake booster line there. Comes around, got the adjuster. I did adjust that, it works really, really well. I'm just going to cable tie that to there just to hold it a little bit. And then it goes into the factory clip, and boom, works a treat. Looks so much better, and it should work really, really well. So the Holden cable was slightly too short for this configuration, so I just had to bend the stopper. You're probably not going to be able to see it, but I bent the stopper back a little bit just so it operates correctly. But I don't know how much you guys are going to be able to see, but yeah, works good. Alright, cool. Now I'll do the fire extinguisher. Okay, now so for the fire extinguisher time, so I got the fire extinguisher here. So I used to have a fire extinguisher mounted over on the passenger side there. Because the gearbox is really close to the tunnel now, it's really difficult to get it in. So bolting it in is a bit of a pain in the ass, so you kind of need two people. And it's not exactly the easiest to get to in a sticky situation, so I thought I'd put it under the driver's seat. I was going to put it on the passenger seat, but there's not enough clearance, and because of this bride rail, there's a lot of room for a fire extinguisher just under here, like so. So what I'm doing is I've made a bracket that mates off the two front seat bolts. So it's just out of some alley, so it'll just bolt in on there, and then the other one down the back there. So just a strip goes across. Once it's bolted up, it's really, really strong. Doesn't have much flex at all. and then I'll simply just bolt that to there and bolt it all up and all done. So I've just got to test fit this piece, mark out where I want the extinguisher and bolt that up. Okay, so here's the completed bracket. So I got the little piece that goes onto the seat. I bent it, otherwise the extinguisher hit the seat still, so it has to angle down quite a lot. Used old Nissan bolts for everything. That bolts on there, and then this one I had to elongate a little bit. Originally I had this pinned against the sort of tunnel, which made it really, really strong, but I couldn't bend it down having it like that, so I had to elongate that hole and bend it down. But I'll bolt it up now and I'll show you what it looks like. And there it is, all mounted. So pretty strong, not going to go anywhere, and the seat clears so it doesn't hit. Taking it out is pretty simple. Just release it, pull it out, all good. So I'm pretty much all ready now. Just got to do a service and check for leaks and we're all good. Alrighty, so I'm just doing the valve cover gasket on the passenger side because it was leaking. It was leaking down towards the back, so I've just put a new gasket in it. Just thought I'd show you how bloody clean this engine is. I mean, I bought it with about 120,000 Ks on it. You know, you never really know when people tell you these sort of things, but yep, she definitely doesn't have a lot of Ks on her. It's got dual valve springs. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but it's got dual valve springs. And I can't see the brand on the push rods, but he did say that they were upgraded push rods. Can't really see too much from up here, but yeah, it all looks really nice, so it's good to see. Still 241 heads, so don't have uprated heads, it's still the standard heads, unfortunately, but yeah, looks good. I also found out why the gasket was leaking, so don't know what the deal is with that, but a bit weird. Anyway guys, that should pretty much do it for now. Thanks for watching, more to come, and I'll see you later.